of all, I would like to thank my family for being here. I would like to thank Mr. Ike and the committee. But most of all, I would like to thank Mrs. Smith because it took 11 CDs to copy and finally get the recording on. So she wrote above and beyond. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty, to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. It is a shame that such eloquent diction is a rare find presently, as most Americans no longer speak this way. However, does this mean that these words are no longer relevant? Is the Constitution still relevant, is the proposed question. Well, I think it could be agreed upon that since it was written on that hot spring day in 1787, the Constitution has enabled America to progress into a more perfect union through the promotion of its justice system, the commencement of the servicemen and servicewomen who defend our great country, and through its ability to provide equal opportunity for the American people with the use of welfare systems. Past events have exemplified the flaws of the Constitution, proving that perfection is humanly impossible. However, the beauty of the Constitution is its mutability. Any citizen can propose a new law or question one that may be outdated. The Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution in such a manner that it allows we the people to have the power to change the laws of the land and even change the Constitution itself. Therefore, the Constitution remains relevant. Following the preamble, the articles establish the basis our government and society were founded upon. It describes the regulations regarding the government system, the succession of government officials, citizenship rights, and voting rights. These basic regulations are still in place today, over 200 years later. Following the articles, the amendments have altered flaws in the Constitution, as well as contributed new and improved factors to it. These amendments are the result of tenacious citizens seeking progression in American life. Susan B. Anthony, supported by her army of suffragists, tested the United States government in the Supreme Court in an attempt to gain voting rights for women. Eventually, the 20th Amendment granted women the right to vote in 1906, forever changing the fate of future elections. Are her actions still relevant? Yes. Oliver Brown of the famous Brown versus Board of Ed case was able to overturn 1896's Plessy versus Ferguson and integrate public buildings, enabling America to unite under nationalism as opposed to race. Are his actions still relevant? Yes. The ruling of Gideon versus Wainwright in 1963 was that any alleged criminal who could not afford a legal counsel was to be provided by one with the criminal courts, free of cost, therefore creating an equal playing field for both the plaintiff and the defendant, despite their individual wealth. Is this court case still relevant? Yes. In the Korean War in 1952, my grandfather of the 1st Cavalry Unit saved a man whose right hand had been severed off by carrying him off the battlefield. And 60 years later, at an award ceremony, he saw a man wearing a 1st Cavalry hat and a hook for a right hand. Are his actions still relevant? Yes. Because of my grandfather, that American lived another 60 years. And for the past 200 years, thousands of Americans have done the same to change the Constitution. All of this is possible because the Constitution grants the people with the power to learn from historical mistakes and change the laws while keeping its fundamental values. America's Constitution is a pride factor. Americans are known for patriotism because we are the country that escaped tyranny and founded true democracy. Since its origin, the United States has proved itself to be a world power, despite its youth in comparison to other world powers. Much similar to the Roman and Greek classical empires, America has been a prominent and successful empire, so to say, because it is founded on a representative government like that of Rome, and a democracy like that of the Greek demos. The difference, however, is that America has documented the government system and its regulations permanently by the Constitution. This will ensure that America will not decline nor fall as those great Mediterranean empires did, because when the corrupted man cannot be trusted, the documentation can. Americans are known by nature to never settle. It is the American culture to fight for our beliefs and push our boundaries to strive for more. It is the Constitution that grants American citizens this ultimate right, the right to refuse to settle and instead strive for excellence. The citizens have taken this right and exhausted its use in their lifetimes. In order to improve American life with new laws and changed laws that become necessary to keep up to par with the complex and diverse community that is the United States of America. The Constitution is a living, breathing document, ever-changing with the ever-changing times. The Constitution is not just simply relevant to the United States of America, it is the United States of America.